The top of the pyramid is transformational. That is the holy grail. After I've gone through this experience, my life is better because it's gone in a tangent because of whatever happened.
Right.
So everyone's is the holy grail, but it's harder to achieve, right? And with transformational, there's certain elements of time where there's the pre-onboarding and post-onboarding. So meaning, even before the customer gets on board, you have to prime their mental state.
Yep.
And then most people, after the aha moment, they'll say, oh yeah, my life is better. But typically, after a week, they revert back to normal. So you need a process that like follows up with them to guide them for lasting change. So like stuff like your Anthony Robbins.
Anthony Robbins, I'm not familiar. Robbins.
There's a lot of these big motivational speakers will come.
Oh, is it the guy with the rough voice?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll make you walk on fire.
Yeah.
So the process is good.
Yeah.
Most people say they're changed, but after they leave, after a week, wow, okay, I'm super rah-rah. I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But after they leave, most people default back to what they're used to.
Their baseline.
So the right program would still follow up with them, make them feel comfortable, maybe set up example like a group chat.
Yeah.
Then you make each other feel responsible for each person.
That would be a little bit more memorable kind.
Yeah.
Not really.
So not everything is
like
needs to be transformational, right?
Yeah.
Actually, sorry. Between prosaic and memorable, there's one more layer which is called mindful. So mindful means the flow of the event. We were at a luxury event, I'm not going to mention names, just a few days back, and it was on the second floor. Most people, including me, because they didn't put any signages, no one really knew how to get there, and the way the escalator worked, it was just very confusing.
Yep.
It could have been solved with certain signages to put certain things, and this is a luxury, high-end luxury,
famous one,
right? So meaningful, mindful means even before the event, you sort of have a pre-visualization on the flow. Anytime there is a bottleneck or a jam, you know you have to fix it.
Yep.
And the best way to do it is just sit down and just have a clear visual path through the event. So it's something like a Taylor Swift concert, right?
Yep.
60,000 people. But if your door is same size to that, you know something's going to go wrong. 60,000 to one door.
Get on, man. Yeah.
Right? So you take into account all these different things. Because why it's in a pyramid? Because if the mindful part is not achieved and everyone feels annoyed that they have to wait in line, you will never be memorable.
Correct.
So each level has a checkbox. Right?
Yeah.
So working backwards, how did all this framework come about? There's a global organization called the World Experience Organization.
What?
Yeah, super interesting.
A Nobel Peace Prize for every department.
So basically it's all these really smart geeky guys.
Yeah.
Because of the internet, they found a place to come together. But these guys were the biggest experience designer, like Cirque du Soleil, the experience designers, the people who design Disney theme parks, right? Taylor Swift's experience design. A lot of it was these guys that found a place to suddenly have a free flow of ideas. So the Cirque du Soleil guy would be like, oh, I did this. And then the Disney guy would be like, oh, we did this. And then they found some commonalities. Eventually, with enough of these commonalities, it became a building block, like a checklist, right?
Yeah.
So to make things memorable, you know there's a certain step of things to do. Yeah.
With everything boils down to being a formula, right? I don't know, but I kind of feel like it is, in a sense, like a recipe for disaster when AI takes over, man.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You know, because at the beginning, right, now it's like, what, we are chatting for like maybe an hour or less, right? I was like convinced, right, your job cannot be replaced by AI.
Sure.
And then now it's like, oh my God, you can actually boil it down to the formula. And what you say really makes sense because I have a friend that's quite big as a DJ in Singapore, DJ Timo, right? He plays regularly at Tipsy Unicorn and all its other Tipsy outlets.